what's up everybody? This marks the 1-year anniversary of me owning this Mercedes, which is what most of my channel is based on. So I wanted to give you an update on some running costs and other things that's happened through the life of this vehicle. If you've seen, I did a 6-month update if you look back on my channel, so some of this information is going to be what was happening between that time and now, and then a little bit of a refresher with some of the stuff that happened, you know, from the first month to the 6th month of ownership. So if you've seen that video, some of this you may already know, but for new subscribers, you won't know that information, but this is the reason why I'm doing this now, and we'll continue to do an update year to year from this point forward. So I hope you guys enjoy, and let's just jump right into it. Alright, so the first thing that went wrong with this car about 2 months into me owning it was the battery died, and that is not a cheap battery at all. I had to search around forever, luckily found one, you know, under 200 bucks, and then, you know, that was installed myself, which, if you know anything about this car, where the battery is located, is sort of a pain sometimes. But I'm gonna give you a little reenactment and show you what that looked like when that battery died. Well, I want to start. So the second thing that I had go out on here was actually the blower motor, which is a common thing for this car to have go wrong with it, and I have a video on my channel showing me installing that. If you want to check that out, you can. It's actually very simple, not that difficult. You can order this part on like eBay or Amazon. You can pick it up for about $40-some, and it's a very easy fix. No reason ever to take it to a dealership for that problem, because most of the time it is always the motor itself and not wiring issues such as, you know, a resistor or anything like that. Sometimes it possibly may be. You want to run a test just in case to see, but typically that's what it is. But let's show you a quick reenactment of my reaction when that blower motor went out. Man, it's cold out here today. Let's turn the heat on. Why won't the heat turn on? So about 5 months into the ownership, the lock mechanism that locks and unlocks the steering wheel when you put the key in actually stopped working. And this is where my 6-month video, for subscribers that's been here a while, would already know this was the last thing that had happened to me prior to the 6-month video. So this was around about 5.5 months or so. This unit is very expensive, so it cost me $533 to have the unit rebuilt, and that's by a mechanic that I know here in my city. So that may range a little bit depending on where you're at. And if you try to take it to an actual Mercedes dealership, they're going to charge you, you know, substantial big money for this part. This is probably one of the largest failures that I've had on the car to date, and possibly could be one of the largest that I may have in the future. Let's hope so, at least. So let's show you a quick reaction to that. Why is it not unlocking? It won't unlock! So there was one final thing that is broke on this car since I bought it. So I'm gonna tell you what that is real quick, and that is the driver's side seat. It's not the motor that broke, it's none of the electronics, it's nothing like that. It is actually the seam in the center of the seat. Apparently this is a typical problem. Well, at least that's what I can find out from the forums page. A lot of people have this issue where, I guess, if you have something in your pockets or anything like that, and you sit down, it could cause the seam to rip. I'm going to show you what that looks like right now, because I have not fixed it yet. Because when I called the dealership, they wanted $364 for just that seat bottom piece, right? And that's just for the piece itself and for me to put it in, right? So that's a lot of money. And so right at the moment I'm trying to figure out a simpler way maybe that we can fix it, or if there's an aftermarket company that just sells like the leatherette piece or something like that, to where there's a simpler, easier option, so we don't have to pay so much out of pocket, right? Because that's what I like to do, is try to find ways that we can save money together. So let's hop over there. I'm gonna show you what it looks like. I'm not gonna give you a reaction like I did all the other ones, because when this actually happened, I had way too many exploits that I can't say on camera right now, but let's check it out anyway. Alright, so this is what the seat looks like right now, and as you can see, the whole center seam outside, just a very little bit here, is ripped out. It's starting to kind of fray a bit because I've been driving it still for about a month like this. So as soon as I come up with a plan for this, you'll see a video of how to install one of these, because there's probably some people out there that needs one of those as well. So stay tuned, subscribe. If you know anything about these ripped seats, hit me up. Maybe y'all know where to get one of these for cheaper than the dealership. If so, hit the comments below. Subscribe though if you have this issue, and you stay tuned, because I will figure this out and we'll fix it together. So, but that is what it is, and it kind of sucks really bad. So if you tallied up everything that I've spent so far this year, that's $1,118 if I was to go to the dealership right now and buy that seat bottom. So I just wanted to give you that total number for what I've paid over the last year. That's just in mechanical things that I've had to fix. So that doesn't include, you know, oil changes. I don't drive the car all that much, so with my synthetic oil, about $80 or so I think is what I pay every time I change an oil. Overall, that's not too much extra for normal routine maintenance. I've replaced wiper blades, which, you know, are like $20–30. If you wanted to buy out some Mercedes brand ones, they may cost you more, but that's not something I do. And if you wanted to check out my video of the wiper blade install, and it'll talk about more about what I use instead in replace for the Mercedes brand of wiper blades, just because I'm not going to pay that type of money for wiper blades, because that's just stupid. But overall, the last year's went extremely good, and I feel like to put just barely over $1,000 if I was to replace that seat in a year is marginal compared to what I've seen some people, or what people talk about prior to me buying this car, and other people's knowledge of what they expect of a luxury car. And so if you haven't ever owned one and you're just watching this video because you're planning on buying one, I would still highly recommend it. At least the C-Class, and I also have owned a CLK. The CLK was great also. So if you get into more higher end ones, such as an S-Class and things like that, which you can pick up relatively cheap now based on a used market value, if those are still as good, as reliable as the C-Class, I can't give you that opinion. But most of the lower end models that I have drove have all been extremely reliable and great. But I can't tell you enough how much of a service record you need to make sure you have when you buy the car. Man, now we got a motorcycle. Hold up. Man, I'm trying to make a video. It's crazy dude over here. But make sure you have that service record, because if you don't have that service record, it could cost you extremely in the end if they haven't maintained the car the way it should have been between the time it was bought and when you purchased it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. With a lot more content coming soon, and as always, have a nice day. Peace.